I've already talked about Nani in my previous videos, and if you want to watch it, the link's right here. I know, this is not how you start a YouTube video. Welcome friends, I'm Samaksh Malhotra, in my opinion, going to discuss this excellent technical work, realistic setting, strong lead acting, and exciting conclusion of the film Dasara, which is a good one-time watch for you guys. Without any delay, let's discuss what the movie is about. It's a movie that is set in the 90s in a small village. Dasara's story centers around Tarini, which is played by Nani, and Vanilla, which is played by Kirti Suresh, and Suri, which is played by Deekshit Shetty. All three of them are childhood friends. Tarini loves Vanilla, but she has Suri in her mind. Meanwhile, people's lives in the village revolve around a silk bar and coal mining. What happens when local politics and love crosses path and gives a shocking twist in Tarini's life? The movie's basic plot is how Tarini and Vanilla find love for each other. If you are slightly interested in this plot, then this movie is definitely for you. From the very first frame until the end, Nani stays in character and breathes it. He's really lucky to have a mixture of action, comedy, and drama, and he nails all three of it perfectly. The action blocks are done with supreme intensity. The only problem here that I think that the character doesn't really get elevated to the next level despite all the positivity. It is a sincerely done part that deserves all the praise, and simultaneously somewhere I feel it lacks the iconic appeal that it should have gotten. Talking about Kirti Suresh as a character, she's too good for a drastic makeover in Dasara. She is good and shares that neat chemistry with Nani. She's integral to the narrative and does very well whenever the opportunity arises for her to perform. Now, Deekshit Shetty plays a vital role, easily becoming part of the trio along with Nani and Kirti Suresh. He plays the aggressive heroic character very neatly. Talking about the film, talking about the trio, Tarini, Vanilla, and Suri, their journey involving a friendship and love and politics surrounding them constitute the narrative. While the friendship consumes the movie's first half, the short bursts of political drama related to local body elections, etc., are thrown in between. The interval is sure to come as a huge shocker to many of you. It isn't something we usually see in Telugu cinema every day, hence the impact is greater than we expect it to be. Execution is slick. It's highlighting the craftsmanship of a newcomer director. It raises hopes for the second half big time. Nothing changes in the second half much, and when we realize that the movie is truly about within the first 15 minutes, a scene at that point reveals very critical elements revealed to the interval and ends the little suspense. What follows is drama related to Tarini and Vanilla. There are no big surprises, twists and turns in the climax if I talk about it. The director mainly focuses on the relationship. Here the screenplay is a little uneven if I want to talk about it, and there are some parts that are outrightly boring. Which brings me to the drawbacks of the film, because when we talk about a good scene, it is followed by, excitement, which it lacks. The whole drama is built towards the climax, which is not very thrillingly handled. Now, the drawbacks here are, number one is that it's predictable. That I've told you before. There's nothing much to keep the audience awaited for except for the interval block sequence and the climax. And the story is highly predictable when it comes to the second half. There's a big letdown in the movie because once it's predictable, audience is not really interested in seeing what's happening. However, Nani pulls it off and his performance so well that if the second half is engaging as first half, it's only because of Nani. But had the story involved a good climax, Dasara would have become a terrific film. The second drawback is the story and the slow pace from the starting to the ending. The movie runs on a very serious note and there's no space for creating humor. I mean, director Srikanth Odella should have injected a lot of funny scenes. They had chance between the friendship when the friendship of the three was shown in the first half. A lot of humorous scenes could be added. Chamkila Angelisi is a very popular track, but its placement is a big disappointment. Some of the dialogues are also inaudible in this film if you talk about. Boring moments are there in the film that I've told you because it's very slow, it's very predictable, but at times there is the screenplay in the first half. When it becomes the second half, it's very slow and gives some sort of boredom. Emotions don't really work out except in some of the scenes. But if we talk about the tech aspects, the cinematography is excellent in the film, but one of the biggest flaw in the tech elements is the background music. While it's excellent at places, but there are many scenes that the music director could have elevated the music. The drama drama has worked for the most part with the same strong sequences and a well executed climax. Despite being a general show and a few sections feeling stretched out, the writing is fine with smaller moments definitely shining, keeping the local sensibilities in mind. The action choreography is excellent, making the interval and the climax stand out for sure. This is a career high for Nani. Despite a somewhat slow pace, the general village setup, the nativity, as well as a few excellent sequences, which definitely in all the action sequences, they have turned out very well. I think Nani has surpassed himself here. And that was the review of the film Dasara, my friends. If you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments below how did you find it. And if you liked the video, then do like the video and do share it with all the content lovers that you know of. And while subscribing to my YouTube channel, do remember to press the bell icon so whatever I upload next, you get the notifications first. Also remember to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The handle is SamakshVivo. Thank you so much for joining in. That's all for the day. See you in the next video. Signing off.